Alright, in this video I'm going to show you some of the setup menu stuff on the Fuel Boss. You can't do absolutely everything at the pedestal that you can do through the web interface, but you can do a lot. So to get into the menu, you have to just press the 0 key a bunch of times, or you can actually hold it down. If there had been a password on this system, I would have had to provide that, but I have no password on this. So it went right into the setup menu. In the setup menu, you can see 1 and 4 is up and down. So the first item is products. If I press yes on that, you can see the 4 products defined in here. You can change the names of them. You can disable them, change pulses per gallon, price, timeouts, all of that stuff on all of the products. As soon as you make the change and get out of the menu, those changes are applied. Then under the accounts, this is the users and groups. I can go down and add another user. I can take an existing user, which is that one. I can change their PIN number. I can disable them. I can say what products they can get. All of that right at the pedestal. No always gets out of an option and lets you back up. What do we have under tools? I can take all the records, save them to a flash drive. I can adjust the debounce and the pulsers in the field, or I could do an update, software update. Under system, I can change from liters to gallons. I can change the date and time. I can put a password. I can set a schedule. A schedule allows me to have the site close in the evening, for example, and then reopen in the morning. It's just an added layer of security. Brightness is screen brightness. I can turn that down and you see it happening right now. Let's go ahead and put it down to 80% just for the remainder of the video. Probably a little easier to see. Input timeout is a timeout for the person that's punching in and authenticating in the keypad. If they just stop punching things and walk away, how long do I continue to wait? Screensaver is exactly what it sounds like. It'll dim the screen after 300 seconds. And authenticate using keypad, or that might be magnetic swipe or HID. Operation. We have a bulk plant version or bulk plant mode. It's not normally used by most sites. Record all flow is a security thing. It'll detect any meter movement even when a product's not authorized. Allow authorize all. If you have a large number of products and the guys are always getting a large variety of products, you can have them just authenticate one time and say, just let me get anything I want. And they don't have to punch in 5 times to get 5 products. In the network menu is where you can set your IP address. You can see I'm on a private network. I can change it to DHCP. Pretty simple. Then one of my favorite sections is the diagnostics, where we have a lot of diagnostics for an installer or somebody trying to solve a problem can get some help. Pulsar inputs is just what it sounds like. When you open that, those are raw counts for all the pulsars in real time. So if I left it at that and I walked over and spun a pulsar on a product, I could come back and see that the count will have increased. So it's a really handy diagnostic. Relays and handles is a way to energize a relay and then go turn a pump on and check that you got your handle voltage. So if I want to say turn on product 4, you can hear the relay click. So it's now on. It has no handle. If I went and turned on the pump and then walked back, it would say handle, as long as everything's wired correctly. So I can turn on everything. When you get out of the test, it turns off all the relays. You may have some sensor inputs, float switches, whatever sensors you requested. This is a way to test those. We do have the ability to do alarm outputs. This would be a way to test those. If you want to test your internet connection, this is something that you don't see a lot, but I've defined my network settings and I want to make sure the internet's working, so I'm going to ping. I can put in any number I want to ping, but by default it puts the default gateway address. So if I just do yes, I just saw that I had a valid test, so I know my network's working. Keypad test just lets you make sure all the keys are working. That's all the diagnostics. And then exit setup. So I'll do exit setup. Boom. Now, I could also get out of setup by using the home button. So if I'm in the accounts, users, but I hit the home button, I'm out. I didn't have to hit all those no keys. So that's a quick rundown on the setup menu. Now, we don't have any way for you to configure any tank stuff through this, but you can look at it. You just can't configure it here. It's just too much detail to make it worth the while. So that's the setup menu, and on to the next video.